This is Matrix Lord 212, and I don't expect Matt Smith to be signed for the whole 2013 year and only film 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be filming multiple episodes. Now, I just saw Sammy Carter's video. It's interesting that there was a site that said 7 episodes. I looked all around, I couldn't see that. But I do know of, well, Sammy Carter knows of the one, which is the Lords of Time. I know of the other one, which I am not allowed to say until I get permission. But also, so far, there have been 2 scripts handed in by Stephen Moffat. And that's as far as I'm going to say. But it is possible, it is highly possible, that either one, Matt Smith is going to be filming tons of episodes this year. When I say tons, I mean way more than 4. And 2, if that's not the case, then the Lords of Time could be sort of like the Trial of the Time Lord, where it was basically a whole season, and it was called Trial of the Time Lord. So that's possible as well. But I do believe that I've only heard that Moffat is doing 2 anniversaries. There is a possibility he may do a 3rd. I didn't hear about that. But also, don't forget that they have a lot of writers lined up for the ebooks, which I think that Neil Gaiman is one of them. And then they also have the audio dramas. So there's separate things going on in the background, the ebooks, the audio, Big Finish. But there is a strong possibility, strong possibility that there are other writers for the anniversary. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Neil Gaiman. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Russell T Davies, because he brought the series back in 2005. So why not, of course, let him be part of the 50th anniversary. And there's, Mark Gatiss could probably be turning in an anniversary episode, I'm sure. So it's highly possible. I think Stephen Thompson or Chris Chernobyl, I think they were working on something. They were signed, but I wasn't sure if it was Series 8. So another thing, guys, I made the announcement because I was given permission. Now, everybody is like flooding the channel and asking me, where did you get your information from? How is this possible? Should I trust you? Should I believe you? Listen, first and foremost, if I revealed my source, then I would never, ever get information again on Doctor Who. And because it is a reliable source, and because it is true, other places have also made videos on it. Dr. Freedom had the same information. He had a little more information than I did. He made a video on it. So, that's it. I made a video for everyone to inform them, to let them know, not to be a jerk, not to be nasty. I did it for the fans because I'm a big fan too. I'm a big kid. So you could ask to your heart's content, but I'm never, ever going to reveal my source because I'm not allowed to, and I wouldn't do it. Okay? So no offense, please. And if you don't believe me, like, oh, he's just lying and everything else, that's fine. You know what? If you look back at my videos, I called a lot of the things that was going on. I called the fact that Mel's was Melody Pond. I called the fact that River was Melody Pond. I called the fact that the Doctor was going to survive with the Tesselector. A lot of things over the years, if you watched me, and even before I was making videos, I was sending stuff into I Just Subscribe Now, which is King Scribe, and Aspersion Star 2009, and we all, predicted a lot of different things, as well as the stuff that we said was implemented, I believe, into Asylum of the Daleks. Because if you remember, we kept making videos and talking about it, that the Daleks should do something like blow up a planet or something, and guess what? They did blow up a planet. So, and they were, taken as a threat. And they came back in a big way in Asylum of the Daleks, where they looked really tough. So, you have to understand that I'm sure that, people watch our videos. I'm not saying I'm not anything, I'm just Joe Schmo, but, it's because of all of us making videos and stuff like that that is making, we're a part of Doctor Who. We're part of, bringing the news. We're part of bringing it, making it popular because there's interest in the show. Back in 1989, there wasn't no computers to be like people going on Facebook and everything else promoting the show because the show got canceled. If they would have had something like that, maybe there would have been interest. Maybe if they would have had iTunes or something like that, maybe the show wouldn't have got canceled. So don't get negative for people that are posting about Doctor Who. I wouldn't be mad if I was on the team of Doctor Who, and Stephen Moffat I think is a genius. I love the actors. I love Matt Smith. I love Jenna Louise Coleman. I loved Arthur Darvill. I loved Karen Gillan. I loved Alex Kingston. I mean, they're all awesome, and I loved all the production staff and everybody working on the show. Stephen Moffat, he devotes his whole life to Doctor Who and to Sherlock and to his work. And I respect the man greatly for that. And I also respect him greatly for coming to New York City and filming here, But, at the end of the day, he's at the mercy of BBC. And we're really not sure what the BBC's intentions are. I mean, they make, tons of money of Doctor Who. And with all the money they make from Doctor Who, they could definitely throw it into the budget without having to give him a hard time or anybody a hard time. And, of course, he could have plans at the end of the day, and they could all get squashed because of the BBC. So, as a fan, I didn't join in on a campaign to bash Stephen Moffat or bash the BBC. I'm a fan of Doctor Who that I want the show to continue. I want it to be 13 episodes plus a Christmas special, and then whatever else you want to do, it should be more, because you know what? Doctor Who is the #1 show on iTunes in America as well as the world, and you know what? Why wouldn't you make more episodes than 14 episodes a year? It's silly, and it's suicide not to. And when you start doing split seasons and everything else like that, you lose interest, because guess what? You didn't have Doctor Who from September to December, then from December to April, then after it's done in May, when you're going to have Doctor Who. So, I mean, and not only that, but just keep this in mind, and I hope this reaches Stephen Moffat, and I hope this reaches everyone. After you do all this 50th anniversary stuff and everything else like that, there is no Series 8 that is filmed. There will be no trailer to show at the end of the regeneration, possibly in Christmas, unless Matt Smith signs another year. So this is a really scary thing too, because, and I know they got a lot on their plate and everything, but this is a scary thing because when are they going to film Series 8? They probably won't film it until maybe March of 2014, and it probably won't air until August. So, that's a long gap from December to August. That's a long gap, and the gap keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're going to have to figure out a way, I think, and Stephen Moffat's going to have to figure out a way where he has to release something in between, and no minisodes. I'm talking like episode special or something, because he has to get permission. He has to get, besides the 14 episodes, maybe give him 16. You want to know why? Because there is maybe 14 episodes and 2 specials, because there is too big of a gap. And when you have Doctor Who, that it took 49 years for Doctor Who to reach TV Guide magazine, which I'm almost positive that Doctor Who is going to grace the cover of TV Guide for the 50th anniversary. You have to keep the product available, supply and demand. You cannot go long periods of time without Doctor Who. This is what Stephen Moffat was talking about, where he said, okay, we're going to have a split season, and on one half of the year there's going to be episodes, and on the other half of the year there's going to be episodes. He knows that you can't go long periods of time without Doctor Who, and this is a problem. You need BBC to commission in 2014 more than 14 episodes. I don't care if you count one Easter and one New Year's plus the Christmas. You have to commission more than 14 episodes. And I would suggest, which I'm just Joe Schmo, I'm a nobody, but I would suggest that you have, besides the regular run of the season, you would have, of course you have the Christmas special, which evens out the gap, but you need to have 2 other specials or something. And why not, BBC? Why not do it? Make money, iTunes. And you know what? If you're going to make minisodes, don't take it away from the time of the episodes, because that makes you guys look really, really weak, that you can't afford 5 minutes, so you have to chop it away, or 3 minutes or 2 minutes from the episode. The episode should be 60 minutes long. Now I understand, or whatever. I understand that, with commercials and stuff like that, but you know what? don't take away from the episodes from minisodes. Still doing minisodes, and maybe make, every episode should have a minisode, a prequel. Maybe after the prequel they have the in between where, before the next episode. Maybe there should be 2 minisodes. I don't know, but the thing is that there should be prequels, okay, but they should also do, like, I know they're continuing doing the stuff where the kids write the scripts, and they do that for, I don't know what it's called. That will probably happen before Series 7 Part 2, but you really need to up the episode count, you know what, and it doesn't have to be every year, but I think because Series 8, like, we're behind, I think that just for 2014, and see how it works, because if it does phenomenal for you, then do it. But you need to up the episode count for 2014. I know 2013 is done, but you need to up the episode count. And like when I say up it, you don't have to up it. Like I know it takes like 5 weeks per episode or something. Do something. You have to and also too, I know that we're going to have to wait for Sherlock, I think, for 2014. I know they're filming in 2013. But I do believe that, Doctor Who's cast of characters, Madame Vastra, Jenny, Strax, they deserve their own spin-off show. And you could have Riversong on it. You could have Captain Jack guest star once in a while. It's not going to be Torchwood Part 2. It's going to be different. And you know what? I think that those characters could stand on their own. And I think that the reason why The Snowman did so well is a big factor because of those characters. So, not to put too much on Stephen Moffat's plate, but you know what? That there is a big gap because Sarah Jane Smith's Adventures is gone. And I understand that Russell T Davies tried to fill it with Wizards and Aliens, but we need spin-offs from Doctor Who, and I know that Torchwood is probably in limbo, but we need something fresh, something new to do. So I think that Madame Vastra, Jenny, and Strax need to return in a mini series or whatever it is you got to do for or a show or something. All right, so keep that in mind, and let's just, as fans, we should not be against each other. We should be all on the same page. We shouldn't be like, people attacking, because, oh my God, I gave a new story out for the fans. Like, I shouldn't be attacked, which I'm not saying I was, but I'm getting a lot of negativity, and we're also getting a lot of negativity on different sites, too. So, I'm a big fan. I don't need to prove that. I have been watching it since 5 years old. I got my kids into it. I had, I buy them all the toys. I mean, I get the DVDs, and I bought the video games. I'm a big Doctor Who nut. I'm a kid myself, so I even put it on their birthday cake. So that's never going to be in question because I wouldn't be being a part of 4 Doctor Who websites as well as making the majority. I would say 85-90% of my videos are Doctor Who. So right there, that proves my point that I am a Doctor Who fan. But we need to not be against each other and people fighting and stuff because, I don't know, for whatever reason. So, I'm not going to steer anybody wrong. And as everybody knows about my channel, if Matrix Lord is wrong, Matrix Lord admits that he's wrong.